a chance to vote more. Not repeat voting, but to just get a chance for people, because we want to increase the 2000, I mean, the 400, the 10% vote. So early voting starts this Saturday from 8 o'clock until 5, all the way down to next Sunday. So it's like literally 10 days. And then we're off for one day. We're not off, but the Board of Elections off for one day, and we start the primary, which is on June 22nd on Tuesday. So you know that election is always on Tuesday, the real election. So that's on Tuesday, and that opens at 6 o'clock in the morning until 9 o'clock at night. So we need people to be outside. So just for you guys to know, 30% of the people that come to vote don't know who to vote for. So it's very important that we're there to educate people why everybody should vote for Andrew, why everybody should vote for me. And then people ask, like, well, what do we tell people? So, like, for me, when I help people, it's like I tell people that I'm helping my friend Andrew, and we're not related, that because he's an attorney, he's a very good dad, obviously, he's a very good husband, he's super, super smart. And a lot of people said, well, he doesn't have the experience, which is true. And I tell them, like, well, all his opponents, like I normally don't mention the opponent's name, but in this situation, because I don't want them to have name recognitions, I don't want them to remember their name. But for you guys, I'll tell them. So his opponents are Catherine Garcia, Maya Wiley, Scott Stringer, Sean Donovan, Ray McGuire, Eric Adams, Art Chang, which is the seventh, and so there's seven. This and so those are the major, and Paperboy. So those are the 8 candidates that's running for mayor and with Andrew. So I usually tell them, and like all these people that's running against for mayor, like I've been an organizer for 20 years. So all these people has been in the system and they have the experience, but they haven't changed New York. I don't think New York is any better than 4 years ago, 8 years ago. I think New York is getting worse. And this is why I'm not supporting any of them. I'm supporting Andrew because I feel like we need change. We need to change the status quo. And also, we also need, because of the increase of Asian violence, I think it's really important that people need to see Asian face. And so I feel that we're running because we want to change the system. We want to change the status quo. And that's really why I tell people, because most people are very snotty and said, Andrew has no experience. Andrew has never voted for the presidential, for the mayoral thing. Or like they said, whatever that they said, that about Andrew. Andrew doesn't know anything about New York. He lives in New Paltz. He's not a New Yorker, which is, for you guys, because all of you are Asian, so you kind of understand this. But I just feel that the media is not very nice to Andrew. And I think that all knives are out for Andrew because one, he was winning, and some people, even though they say they're not racist, they are. And I feel that they really are very difficult for Andrew. So this is why I'm helping him more, because of that. Because I feel that he, like I know a lot of the elected official, because like I said, I've been an organizer for 20 years, and all these white people, they have houses in Vermont, they have houses in Hampton, but nobody ever give them a hard time. But Andrew goes to New Paltz, and if some of you don't know Andrew, and this is all in the paper, that he has 2 boys. His wife Evelyn is wonderful. I love her. And his son is autistic. So he has learning disability. So I think if you work with special needs kids, you can't live in the New York City in a box. So because special needs kids, autistic, they need space, and they constantly repeat, because if not, they'll go crazy, right? Because it's just too much for them. It doesn't mean that they're bad. It's just hard. So I think Andrew moved to New Paltz temporarily. But like again, so a lot of like people, I think part of our job is also to inform people the right way. Like our heart has to be at the right place. So when people said, well, Andrew he's not a New Yorker, and I said, well, that's really not true, because he's lived here for 25 years. And what is really a New Yorker? Do you have to live here 100 years to be called a New Yorker? I mean, if you move to New York and you said New York is your home, you're a New Yorker. So who are we to say how long do you have to be a New Yorker? And I think this is the same thing for Asian, right? People still